Now let's try to solve another question, that is 25a square minus 4b square plus 32bc minus 64c square. So here again you can notice that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 identities in this equation. So first thing is that you are very much sure now that more than one identity you will have to use to solve this equation. Okay, now the first process is that you find the common factor among all of these. So there is no common factor between all of these. There is no common factor for the entire equation. Okay, so there is no common factor. Then second step is that you will factorize it. Before you analyze which identity to be used, first you will factorize to make it simpler. So now this will become 5a whole square. Again you will factorize it as 2b whole square, and then while you are factorizing it you will realize that these are two identities and in the center you are using the multiplication of that identity. So there could be a case where you can use identity a plus b, a plus minus b whole square, a square plus minus 2ab plus b square. So any of the identity 1 or 2, 1 with the plus and 2 with the minus, you can use here. So what we'll do is we'll take out minus here, put a bigger bracket and then solve this equation. So let's move on to the step like this now. 5a whole square minus, take out the bracket, okay, now so what we'll do is that we've taken out minus here from here, so we'll keep this identity as positive and factorize it as 2b square. Now this is a plus and this is a minus, so in order to justify the bracket we'll put a minus here and then leave the center part and then try to factorize the last part. So this is a minus and this will become a plus because this is outside the bracket. So once we open the bracket, this plus will become minus. What is the factor of 64? That is 8, and then c whole square and close the bracket. Now we will work on the center part. Now we can very well see that here the identity number 2 is working because there is this minus in the center and in the center there is a factor of b and c. So what is identity number 2? That is a minus b whole square equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. A square minus 2ab, that will rectify, that will calculate here, and then b square. So here first we will write what is a square, what is b square, what is a and what is b in a small box near where you are solving your equation. Before that, let's work on this. So 2ab, 2, what is a? 2b, and what is b? 8c. So this become 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32, 32 bc. So the center part is also justified, so here we can confidently use identity number 2. Now here to solve it further, to move on to next stage, we will first write in the box, a small box, a square is 2b whole square, b square is 8c whole square, and then what is a? A is 2b, what is b? 8c. Now you will write, refer to identity a minus b whole square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. The answer is here. The next step is 5a whole square, will keep it the same, minus, inside the bracket you will convert this into a minus b whole square. So what is a here? 2b minus 8c whole square. So now this is your next equation that you have to start focusing on. Here you can see this is one identity whole square, other identity whole square, and there is a minus in the center. So what is identity number 4? A square minus b square is equal to a plus b and a minus b. So again, in a small box you will write for this equation, this box is for this equation. So for this equation, a square, b square, a and b, because you need these numbers and you should not be doing any mistakes. So what is a square here? 5a whole square. Then a becomes 5a. What is b square? 2b minus 8c whole square. So then b becomes 2b minus 8c. So based on this, now you will again write refer to identity a square minus b square. So because this is matching with this identity, equal to a plus b, a minus b. We'll solve it further. So you will not put a arrow here, you will only write equal to. So now you have to only put the variables here, like a square minus b square. You have the format, you have to convert it into a plus b, a minus b. So what is a? 5a plus b. What is b? 2b minus 8c. Close the bracket, and then a minus b. So what is a? 5a. What is b here? 2b minus 8c. So since there is a minus, so it will become minus 2b plus 8c. Right? So 5a minus 2b plus 8c. When you will open the bracket, you will get it. Right? So I hope you understood. So what was the first process? That you can read the take out 2-3 seconds and read the equation, and then notice that there are 4 identities here. So we will need more than 2 identities to solve this equation. So that is your first observation. After that, try to find out any common factor. There was no common factor here in all these 4 identities. Now the second step is that you will factorize. So while factorizing, we realize that this second part of the equation can be further calculated using identity number 2. Identity number 2, because there is a minus in the center. Once you further calculate it and factorize it, and you have to use a little alertness here, that you have taken out minus and then it is making a form of identity number 2. Then you factorize it further with that help. Always make these boxes where you define the values so that you do not make any mistake. And after reaching this point, if you are very well aware of identity number 4, then you can further solve it, and it will be a cakewalk for you if you practice more.